Miss Sarah here. Hi, it's Miss Sarah from Greater Newark Conservancy, and it's second Saturday. It's second Saturday on Facebook Live. This is live, so if you joined me last month, you will remember that we were looking for living things around the house. Do you remember what they were? I searched through my cupboards, I searched through the pantry, I found some hard, dry, little rattly things. Can you remember what they were? If you didn't get a chance to see it then, you can go back and look. They were beans. And we found out that those beans were alive. Yeah. So we took some beans, we soaked them, we opened them up carefully, peeling off the seed coat. We looked in what we could find inside, and we found little baby plants, embryos. And we found fat seed leaves that are food getting ready to feed that baby plant. So those baby plants, they've been... Do you remember what the experiment was? You might have chosen to do something different, but what I did was I took some of the plants, some of the beans, I put them on top of my refrigerator where it's nice and warm, and I put some in the window to see which ones would come out of their seed coat first, germinate, and then how they'd grow. And I found that actually the ones on top of the fridge germinated really quickly. I think because it's a nice warm spot. But then once they germinated, I wanted all of them to get what they need to grow. So once plants start growing, they're going to actually need to make food, right? What do they need to make food? Let's think about it. What's their energy source? That's right, the sun. In a plastic bag. There's a south-facing window facing towards my backyard. Got some nice sunny area there. They've been growing a lot. The cotyledons, the seed leaves that were inside the seed coat. And, uh-oh. I'm afraid that maybe the first true leaf rotted out here, but I still think it's going to grow. We're going to have to wait and see. Let's see. Let's see from these other ones what we find here. Oh my gosh, they've been growing a lot. You can see there was a lot of energy packed into that little bean. So that energy that was inside that little bean, oh my gosh, it's starting to produce a nice fat plant, and that plant is growing. I don't know, I think I might keep these inside in the bag because I kind of like to see how they develop there. But maybe some of these I'll try and put into a pot and see if they can. The kids in that book were able to plant their bean seed and grow a whole new bean. That bean plant started to grow and it grew beans. So let's see. Okay. We have bean. I wonder if we have some other, see if we can find some living things inside of the fridge. So you can either look right now, or hopefully you had a chance to look beforehand. I'm going to see what I have in my fridge that I think might be a living thing that I can grow. Okay, I'm going to go check. Ooh. Oh yeah. Okay, wait for it. Okay. So what have I got here? I have got, that's right, lettuce. I've got some lettuce that has been, I've been eating. You can see we were cutting it off here. Good romaine lettuce. I've got, do you know what this is? eat. And you can see, yeah, this beet still has some recognizable parts. So what do you think this part is? It was under the ground. It was helping the plant get water. That's right, that's the root. So this is the part we eat. Usually when we eat a beet, you can actually eat these top green parts too, but they're not looking so good anymore. So I'm still going to eat this beet, but when we do, we'll see what we can grow from the part that's left. Oh, what about this one? We've got some beautiful celery here. So obviously I haven't eaten any of this celery yet, but I'm going to. But I still want to see, could I grow this celery? Is it still living and something I could grow? And here's another one. This is sort of in between. It's food, yeah, but it's not looking so good anymore, right? Do you know what these are? Some people call them scallions. Some call them green onions. And when you're looking at it, yeah, you can tell. That's a plant. What are the plant parts we can see here? You see this really close? That's the roots of the green onion. And this green shoot, well, that's the part we usually eat, right about down to here. So we're going to see if we eat this part, could we make this grow into a new plant? What do you think? Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute, run around, check in the fridge, see if you have some ingredients that you could grow. I'm going to ask my friend here, I left something out on our front porch that we're going to show off in a minute. Would you get it for me? Okay, so let's see. What should we start with? We're going to start with lettuce, and I think we can still eat these parts of lettuce, right? I'm gonna save some of these leaves. I'm gonna add some water to my cup, and I'm gonna see. We're gonna see if these can grow. Okay, hold on. So, my friend actually started some of these for me already. So I'm gonna show off what she's been doing. All right, so I'm gonna put some water into my glass here. And I'm going to keep these leaves for eating. What do you think we should do with these? Salad? Could make a little wrap. I don't know. I'm going to have to decide later. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to strip off all of these leaves. And I'm going to put this top into water. So let's see. We got the lettuce here. What else should we try? Ooh, the onion. So as I said, for the onions, we eat this green part right down to the white. So I'm going to need to chop this part off. So what am I going to need? A cutting board and a knife. Let's see if we can find those things. Okay, great. I've got a knife and I've got a cutting board. So, what do you guys, do you ever use green onions when you're cooking? I like to put it on things like maybe on top of chili or sometimes on top of stir fry. It's delicious. So I'm going to cut off these green tops. The faded part we'll keep. The rest of these we can cut up to use later. And then let's cut it right about here. So we've got our little stub left, and we're going to put that into another glass. Get that one growing. I think we might need a skinnier glass, or maybe we'll find some other green onions to join them. So let's see. Ooh, you know what I didn't find? I didn't find a carrot. found my carrot here. So when I look at this, I think, similar, right? Similar to the beet. And we said this was the root that we eat. So what do you think we're eating when we're eating carrot? Yep, we're eating the root. So if I eat most of my carrot, I'm wondering if this top part could grow into another carrot. What do you think? I have a strong feeling I'm going to be successful at growing the top of this carrot, because if you look closely, you can see little leaves starting to grow from the top. But will it grow into a carrot? Well, we're going to have to find out. Let's see. So we've got our carrot, we have lettuce. Ooh, yeah, we said we were going to try celery. So celery is a plant where we're eating the leaf stem. People sometimes put the leaves maybe into soup for flavoring, but usually we're eating this leaf stem. It's called this part, right? It looks. So what do you think was there? Maybe some roots, right? Okay. So if I cut the celery, so I have all the parts I want to eat, and that's pretty cool, right? Well, they're all radiating out from that middle. Then I have this cool little end, which, by the way, you can use this to make a really neat stamp. Put it on a stamp pad or on some paint and make some really cool little flower paintings with them. If you're not going to do that, you can see if you can get this celery to sprout. All right. We're going to need a bigger jar for this guy. We'll find something to put him in. All right, so I have a few things that I already tried, okay? So I don't like to give too much away because I'm really hoping you're going to try and do some of these experiments yourself. But I've seen a bunch of YouTube videos of people, of people growing things, and they look totally perfect. You know what? Science is never like that. YouTube can sometimes be like that, but here's the real life stuff. So this is pretty cool to see how these things have been growing. Have any guess what this one is? It's actually our friend the beet, right? So this is a beet that we ate, I don't know, maybe a week or two ago. And I've been I put it in water here. But what I didn't do is I haven't been the best mommy. And if you really want these to continue to grow and look nice, you gotta change that water like every day because it starts getting kind of funky. I didn't do that. So, oh yeah, the other thing I did too was I put this on my back porch and I went to get it this morning. Guess what I found in here? Ice. Yeah, it froze last night. So it was like a little block of ice. But I'm pretty sure that's still going to keep growing. Okay, here was the green onion I did. So you can see this top is growing, but it hasn't really formed very good roots. I think that's because I don't have it in that much water and I probably haven't been changing the water enough. So here's one I did indoors. Did much better at taking care of. And look at those roots. It's really put out a lot of roots, right? So I'm pretty interested to see, ooh, this one has started growing here. You can see this is where I green shoots. And how far this will grow just in water. Because I saw my friend he had planted green onions outside in his garden. He used this and he had a whole row of them. And they grew beautiful new plants. So I'm going to see how they do both in the garden and in a glass. A little comparison there. All right, what's this last one here? Oh, this one is maybe the scariest of all. This is a leek. So leeks are a plant where we eat the top, kind of like a green onion. They have a flavor of the roots. have not been too healthy, right? They've gotten kind of mushy. So this is one where I'm curious to grow some healthy roots and then grow a new top. I had one that was really mysterious and super cool because I got this from the Conservancy garden. We have a plant there called horseradish. If you've ever eaten like a deli sandwich with a lot of spicy flavor to it, sometimes they put horseradish on there to give it that spicy flavor. Or, yeah, I'm trying to think of what else they put horseradish in. It's almost like a mustardy flavor, but very strong. And we use some of that Passover. At Passover, on our Passover Seder plate, we use the horseradish. So we have this little extra bud on top of it. I put it in water, and it's been growing leaves. So we have a bunch of things that we've tried out, but I still don't know how they're all going to turn out. So the one thing that I like to do when I'm doing things like this is I don't want to assume that I know what's going to happen, right? So I'm going to start thinking about things and start asking questions. The last time when we were together, we were looking at the bean and we were talking about all the bean parts, right? The seed coat and the radicle, the little baby root in there. But and I had the question, when I sprouted my bean seeds, would they sprout better on top of the fridge where it's warm or in the window where there was more light? And I found that actually they grew pretty well, they sprouted pretty well on top of the fridge where it was warm, but then I had to move them to the window where there was light to get them to grow. So when we ask questions like that, that's the most important part of doing science, right? Asking good questions. So hopefully, while you're playing around with these materials, you're asking some questions, right? And questions don't have to just have an immediate answer. You don't have to look it up on Google right away to find out the answer. And in fact, Google can't tell us everything. Actually, we can do what scientists do, which is set up an investigation. So it all starts with a good question, right? So let's see. Hopefully you can find some of these materials if you haven't already, right? Lettuce, green onion, beets, bok choy, maybe celery, radishes. Ooh, even things like potato or garlic. You can take some of those things, you can find a jar, a glass, and if you have a little container, maybe you could try some in soil. And then start asking questions about what you might see. So here's some of the questions that I can think of. I'm going to tell you my method of how I investigate things. So some people have heard of a thing called the scientific method. You might have heard of that. It's got several steps in the process, but one way we can talk about it that we can all understand is 3 parts. And those 3 parts are: once you have a question, you can make a guess about what you think is going to happen, right? So step 1 is guess. What do you think step number 2 is? For step number 2, you're going to think about how can you come up with an answer to that question. And remember, you're the scientist. You're not looking it up. You're going to see how you can investigate it. So the next part is coming up with a test. So the test I did with the bean seeds was putting some on top of the fridge and some in the window. The last part, which is really important, I'm going to underline it a bunch of times, is tell. Guess, test, and tell. This is our simplified scientific method. So it's not just enough to have a good question, and it's not just enough to come up with a good guess or hypothesis. It's not just enough. It's not just enough to come up with a test, but then you have to tell. You have to tell what you found. So here's some of my questions I came up with from what we were doing here today. Okay, one question I had is, what's going to grow up? I had a beet. If I cut both of those tops, which one is going to grow faster, beet or carrot? Okay, question number 2. This is a good one, because people talk about growing beets and carrots this way, and it's true. I'm for sure seeing the top growing, but can I grow a whole other storage unit that's the root? I'm not so sure. Will my carrot grow into a carrot? Will my beet grow into a beet? Ooh, the other one, this one I mentioned before. Will my green onions grow faster when they're in water, or if I plant them in soil? I'm wondering what questions you have. I bet you're coming up with some better ones than I have, and I hope you'll share them in the comments or send them to me. Another thing that I want to be sure that I tell you to do is we have seeds, right? So we looked around in our cupboards, we found that we had seeds in the form of beans, lentils, chickpeas, all kinds of stuff like that. But if you want to grow some other things that maybe you wouldn't find in your cupboard, you can contact us through our website, www.citybloom.org. We've got flower seeds, vegetable seeds, herb seeds, and you can either come pick them up on our contactless pickup days on Fridays, or if you can't come and pick up, so please check our website. You'll have more information there. All right, so that's it for Second Saturday with Miss Sarah. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for joining me today. I am going to see you next month. Actually, I'm going to see you before next month. You're probably going to see my friend Mr. Malcolm next month. But before then, if you tune in with the library, we're going to try and check out The Science of Wind with Leap Into Science. Hope to see you then.